So slow pitch jigging has been pretty much exploding in popularity, especially in our fishery. A lot of guys for years were using the light deep drop rods, dropping squid, catching your grouper and snapper. And then the slow pitch jigging craze kind of started picking up over here, dropping stuff like the new imposter jigs, JYG, Johnny jigs, all the standard slow pitch jigs you see out there right now. So we've got a pretty good lineup that we built out. Once again, kind of like everything we've added, we've had to test a ton of different blanks to get to where we are now. But essentially we've got a 150 to 400, a 250 to 500, and then a 350 to 600 in the back that we're about to show you. But gives you a pretty good range to fish anywhere from 50 to 100 feet if you want to go that shallow, all the way down to 600, 700, 800, even 1,000 feet. In fact, on the trip we were just on, we caught had to be a 60 or 70 pound AJ on the big rod. Fought it for like 40 minutes, but handled the job and got it in the boat. But this is the first model. Basically, it's the lightest one. We do spiral wrap on all of them. We think it helps a lot with tip wrap, especially when you're jigging. You get slack in the line, it gets wrapped around the tip and messes up your kind of flow. And then the other thing we do with them is we make them a little bit shorter. So these are all around 6'1". We talked with a couple different guys who are really big into slow pitch, and they all prefer shorter rods. One for better control, two for fatigue. So if you're doing this all day, you want a light rod that's compact and something you can control, rather than a 6.5, 7 foot rod that's way up off the boat. Takes a lot of energy to actually work your jig. So this is the next size up. Going to be better for deeper, a little bit heavier jigs. When you get in that 400 to 500 foot range where your grouper and stuff like that are going to hang out. And then this is the big dog up to 650, 700 gram jigs. We got an electric, a Daiwa Seaboard on here. It's a great reel, big fan of it, because you can use it as a manual or an electric. So we'll fish this real shallow if we get into some heavy cover. And then when we go out deep, it's really nice when you got 3 or 4 guys using light deep drops that are all bouncing on the bottom. But when you go to reset, we can easily just hit the toggle, retrieve our jig at the same rate that they're retrieving their baits, rather than them having to wait for us to hand crank it up. So really big fan of this setup, and as you'll see in some footage we're going to overlay, it can handle a lot of heat. We fought that fish for about 40 minutes, and towards the end of it, we would get him up to 150 feet or so. He didn't like that depth, and he'd go straight back down to the bottom. So ended up putting a lot of heat on this setup, and it ended up holding up to the test. So that's a quick rundown on the slow pitch gear. We do, obviously full customization on these as well. So whether you want different colors, you want to match your boat, you want to put your boat name, we can do cork or foam on these. The cork has been a really popular setup lately, but we can do both or combination. So just give us a shout, let us know, what you want to see. We'll build it out for you.